Hey troops, Roxee here and welcome to Roxee Plays Games and welcome to a brand new game on the channel, Occupy Mars. It's a space survival building type game. You can see all the structures in the background. These are all things that we can build and we can also have this Mars heavy rover. Depending on what difficulty level you start on, you will have one at the beginning. If you have it on a slightly harder level, you won't have this. What have we got? Right, so it is an early access, guys and girls, so please be aware. Bugs, missing features, things may change, all that sort of stuff, as with all early access games. Essentially, and let's just get straight to the point here, and I'm going to be blatantly honest with how I feel about this. We are basically paying the developers to test the game for them. That is what we're doing, because you have to buy it, and yes, it may be on discount, it may not be on discount depending on when you pick it up, but yeah, we're still paying the developers and we're testing it out. We're giving them feedback, whether it be positive or negative, whether we do it on the Steam forums or direct to the Discord or in-game. They're reading that feedback and then obviously doing whatever necessary to hopefully get it to the state where it's good for release. Bit of a cheek if you ask me. I think it should be free. Essentially it's beta testing, isn't it? But it is what it is. It's the way of the world nowadays. They bring out a game, they release it a little bit early, call it early access, charges for it, gives them more time to develop the game, more money, and use our resources rather than theirs to say whether it's good or bad. Anyway, that's the rant over. No more rants. Let's just get into the game. I've done a campaign. Meh is all I'm going to say to that one. I'll leave it at that. I'm sure anyone else who has played it will probably agree. It's okay. It starts off okay, but then it doesn't go in a direction that I would have thought a campaign would go. Tutorials speak for themselves. The tutorials go through various different elements of the game. We are going to jump into free play. If you do the campaign, at the end of the campaign, you will be at this screen. So regardless of whether you do the campaign or free play, at some point you will be here. Okay, just to let you know. There's 3 difficulty levels. We're going to go for the easy difficulty level. Resources, weather, player consumption and starting equipment all speak for themselves pretty much. The only one that doesn't, and no matter what difficulty level you choose, the technology knowledge will always be on the hardest point. Okay, and this means that none of your technology is unlocked. You have to research it all. This means half of it is unlocked, and this one means all of it is unlocked. We have got a terrain randomization seed. We can put in random numbers here. We have got the map, or the planet, that we can obviously choose where we wish to start. I'm going to pick this middle one here. Or you can choose on the arrows here as well. Noctis Fossi is where we're going to start. So I'm going to make the weather a bit more difficult as well, just give us a little bit of a challenge. But obviously for the purpose of YouTube and making it so it doesn't take horrendously, if I can actually speak, so it doesn't take horrendously long to actually get anything done, I'm going to keep the resources consumption and starting equipment on easy, so we're going to have the maximum stuff going on there. Right, let's get into the game and actually get some gameplay done. And obviously, if you like the video, please like it, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already subscribed, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when new videos come out. Please and thank you. Right, I have attempted to record this video so many times it's ridiculous, and every single time it takes me about half an hour, 40 minutes to get to the point where I'm playing the game. I'm not going to do it today or in this video. This one is finally being published. I'm just going to get into the game. I'm going to play it and I will talk through stuff as and when I get to that point. I will say off the bat, we've got some components in the containers to our left and right above our head. I will be grabbing them. Rattling around our tools and equipment, I will be grabbing them. And to the left hand side that you can't quite see is where we will be able to refill our oxygen tanks, and also a 3D printer where we'll be doing some of our crafting. Two methods of crafting. We've got blueprints and on our tablet, and a 3D printer inside of this pod, and we can build one later on and put it into a workshop. I'll show you those once we actually land, but I just wanted to quickly explain that while we are coming down. Right, the computer's going to talk to us for a little bit.
Launch escape procedure completed. Emergency power generator active. Emergency oxygen generator active. Comms down. Detected nearby. Underground ice, abandoned buildings, small vehicle. Alpha base status, critical damage, radiation alert. No information on survivors. Caution, this escape pod is designed only for short-term survival. Lockers contain basic building materials and food rations sufficient for a few days. Recommended construction of well for water and solar panel for spacesuit recharging. Emergency access to technologies beyond your experience level temporarily granted. Obtain necessary permissions and confirm through the Tech Tree tab ASAP. It is mandatory to read the FAQ. ERA is not liable for any injuries or death. Lawsuits won't be respected. Good luck.
Awesome. Right, so this is the tablet on our arm. We've got various different subcategories here. You go through all of these in the campaign. If you haven't done the campaign and you're just watching this for the first time, I will be going through these, but I'll obviously go through it as and when we're actually using it. The first thing I will go through now, because we will be using this very shortly, is the inventory. So it's kind of split into two parts. We've got our character, and then we've got our inventory here, along with our quick bar tools. I'll show you where that shows once we close the tablet down, but we've got 6 slots we can equip tools or equipment to. 1 and 2 currently have cables in. We've got electrical cables, and then we've got water gas cables here. I'm going to be putting other tools here. Inventory speaks for itself, and then our character sheet. The things to look for: helmet. We can take our helmet off. Just bear in mind, if you have no oxygen outside of your suit, and you take your helmet off, you will die. We got our oxygen tank. Again, speaks for itself. If we have no oxygen, you're gonna die. Our water bottle H2O here is linked with our hydration. We don't have to physically drink water. We have to have a water bottle with water in it. If it reaches 0, you will die. There's a lot of you will dies in this game. Hunger. Hunger, we have to physically eat food, so we're on 49%. We've got some processed food here, some MREs, and this is going to give us between 36 and 48% nutrition, just in the bottom left hand corner that you can see. Right click and consume. We're now on 85%, so that's all good. Battery. Our suit battery controls our protection from radiation. If this reaches 0, we have no protection, and radiation is indicated down the bottom here. And as with oxygen, water and food, if they reach 0, you will die. Sorry to be so glim and glum in this game. We got our XYZ coordinates there, so that's pretty much that for our inventory. Right, first things first, I'm going to grab some bits and pieces out of these cabinets. We've got some MREs. Control left click will put it straight into your inventory, or double click. There's nothing in this one. This one is always empty for some reason. These are all starting tools and equipment, and it will just help us get the first couple of things built that we will need to survive. Here's the oxygen where we fill our oxygen bottles. Obviously at the moment it's full, so there's nothing to fill, but as and when we need to use that, I will show you. This is the 3D printer. This is where we will craft any of these components here. So like all survival games, there will be some form of crafting table. In this game, it's the future. We have a 3D printer. What you do is you put your components or resources into the resource inventory slot, go to printing, choose what you want to build, you choose the number that you want, and that will dictate how many resources you need, and then you click add, and then it will start crafting it. And then if you go back to inventory and then up the top here choose printer container, it will then pop it out here, and you just drag it back into your player container. So that is that. Right, there's some things lying around. We will grab them, we will go through them as we need, and I'll show you all of them. And then there's 4 tools that I want to grab. The blowtorch here.
New item.
This is used for constructing and repairing. Left click will put it into your hand, and it will also auto equip it into a toolbar slot down the bottom. So that's gone on to number 3, providing obviously you've got an empty slot. If you haven't got an empty slot, it'll just go into your inventory. Right click will store it, but keep it on the toolbar.
New item.
We've then got the grinder. This is used for demolishing buildings and everything that's within a building or outside of a building as well, constructions and stuff like that. Jackhammer.
New item.
This is used for demolishing rocks. We've got some spare cables here. I can leave them there for now. And then the final thing I want to grab
New item.
is this spectral detector. This is used for This is used for finding or detecting where water is. It can also be upgraded so it can tell us what is inside of rocks. Let's open this up and let's go outside. Remember, make sure you've got your helmet on before you go outside, because if you open it up and your helmet is off, you will die. So like I said, with a spectral detector number 6, if you go up to a rock, it will analyze it and tell us whether it's like iron, aluminium, calcium, etc. But we haven't upgraded it, so it's only going to be bleeping for the water over there. Right, before I go to the water, heavy rover, this will only be here if you have it on the settings that I have. If you choose to make the play consumption or starting resources harder, then this will not be here. But I like this for a couple of reasons. It has a bed so we can sleep at night for longer periods of time. The chairs in the pod, you can only sleep for a maximum of 8 hours. The bed you can sleep for as long as you want. Main reason why I like this is it has 50 resource slots here that we can store stuff we don't need. So I'm going to put an O2 bottle in there, the CO2 bottle, first aid kit, helmet repairing kit, seeds, and this small plant crate. None of this I need right now. Hopefully I don't need anyway. Hopefully I don't need to repair my health, and hopefully I don't need to repair a helmet. But if I do, I can just run back here and get that fixed up. We've got a spare water bottle, a spare oxygen, and our food, and then everything else can be moved in a logical order here. The only thing I'm going to leave is this abandoned tablet. We will come to that a little bit later. And the other good thing about this is we've also got an internal socket for charging our suit. We can do it directly from a solar panel, but because I'm going to be using this for sleeping in and storing bits and pieces and obviously grabbing resources, I'm going to connect a solar panel to the rover, and then we can charge ourselves up from here, even though it does have battery. So we have got battery power here, so I can already do it if I open this up. And then don't do this at home, please, ladies and gentlemen, but if we click our fingers in here,
Suit recharged.
we can charge our suit up. Obviously not really the best thing to do at home. Just lay down on a bed to recharge your own personal batteries. Right, we need to do two things. We need to have a source of water and a source of power. We have got a source of power here, but that will eventually drain, so especially if we start driving it around. But water we do not have. And if we get our spectral detector back out, number 6, telling us a source of water is here. Right, here's a little thing for you, ladies and gents. This is telling us where apparently the best source of water is. And when I was doing some testing, I was placing the well just here. So we can open it, the blueprints, by pressing tab and then clicking on blueprints, or press B and it will go directly to it. So the tablet and then blueprints. There's 3 things that we can currently build if you start off with the small satellite dish, so in hard mode for the technology knowledge. Solar panel, light pole, and a well. It tells you the resources required to build it, and down the bottom it will tell you the electricity required, daytime and nighttime, or the power that it's going to supply daytime and nighttime. So the solar panel will provide 5 kilowatts of power during the day, but nothing at night. That is quite obvious. The light pole requires 0.2 kilowatts of power day and night, and the well will require 5 kilowatts of power at night. It has a solar panel, so during the day it's fine, it doesn't need any extra power, but at night time it will, if you want to obviously use it at night time. So what was I trying to say? The well, I was always thinking this is the center point here, this is going to be the best point, and the further away we go, like a lot of games, the less water you're going to get. However, for some reason, whether you place it here, or whether you place it here, or whether you place it right on the edge, or indeed whether you come all the way down here, there's some spots that are red, but there's some spots that are green. Whether you even come all the way down here, you will get on this base well exactly 6 litres of water per hour. Now I don't know if that's something that they will change and fix future updates, so please, if you're watching this in the future, that may very well change. I don't know if it will, but if it does, that's good. It's a good thing, because at the moment I can place it here and get the same amount of water as I did up there. But the good thing for us is it means that I can have it closer to where I'm going to be building everything rather than further away. The yellow arrow points in the direction of power in, and if it's providing power like the solar panels, it will have a power out. It doesn't indicate the water in or water out on this. I wish it did, but it doesn't. But I know it's on the right hand side. You can press up and down to move it up and down. Left, right will rotate. Let's have it at that height, and I want the power on that side because that's where I'm going to be placing. In fact, let's have it here. Number 3, get our blowtorch out. Go back to first person, I prefer doing it in this method. And I've got a text message. What's happening here? Right, sorry, I just had a quick text message from my lovely fiance. She's just popped into her mum's, so she will be a little bit longer. Right, so we built our well. We got our water output and we have got our power input. We only need to provide power during the evening or when we upgrade this. So at the moment we are receiving or producing 6 litres of water per hour. We've currently got 2 litres stored, and then when we upgrade it we can produce oxygen and methane. It's supplied currently with 5 kilowatts of energy. That's coming from the solar panel on the top, and it's using 5 kilowatts of energy to obviously suck up the water. This is where we fill up our water bottles and later our oxygen bottles. And the way we do it is we just click on fill water bottle. We haven't currently got a water bottle to fill. If I go to my inventory, you can see the water bottle here is full. However, the one that we currently got equipped is on 38%. So I could swap these over and then click on that button. It would fill it up, and it would leave it just here in this little slot here, and then we just grab it and then put it back in our inventory. Alternatively, we can just fill up whatever is in our inventory, not on whatever is equipped not in the inventory, by holding down on here.
Water refilled.
So a little bit like how we can recharge our battery from the inside of the Mars rover, we can refill our water by sticking our fingers in the socket. Again, I wouldn't advise doing that at home. Right, so we got our first thing. Water is supplied. We now want to put a solar panel down to, 1, to keep this constantly filled up, and 2, it will give us some experience for electricity and also for materials, and I will come on to the tech tree in a minute. So blueprints, solar panel, I'm just going to place it here, and number 3, get our blowtorch out, get this built. This is temporary, by the way. This isn't going to be staying here. I just want to get the initial bits of XP coming in. Right, so we got our power socket here, similar to the one that's on the inside of the truck. Blue is always going to be out, and yellow is always going to be in. Okay, so when you place a cable by pressing number 1 and have it in your hand, it starts off white, but then when you click it, you can see it's now turned blue, and the opposite end in my hand is now yellow, and it would do the opposite if you started here. Now we are currently, if we hover over this, left hand side, solar panel production 5 kilowatts. So we're currently providing 5 kilowatts of power to our ATV. It doesn't actually show you on there what it's got coming in. We can have dust storms, stuff like that, which will then put dust on top of the solar panel. It will get dirty. It will then not provide as much power as it currently is. We will need to clean that with the CO2 canister, which again, depending on what level you choose, is just here. So the air compressor and the carbon dioxide bottle, them hooked up together, will enable us to clean it. But we don't need that right now. So we've got our basic stuff going. We've got water, we've got power to recharge our battery, and if I click inventory, I can see hydration is good, hunger is good, water and oxygen are both good. So what I'm going to do now is talk about the tech tree. So press T to open that up. We've got 4 categories currently, with a 5th one on the way. Botany, which is to do with food, electricity speaks for itself, materials, and then mechanics. Right hand side, we have got our experience bar for each tab. It's a circle experience bar with a number in the middle. The number in the middle will dictate how many points we have to spend, and we just spend that like a lot of tech trees or skill trees. That's what we've currently got here, depending on obviously what tech tree you start off on. Once we got 1 point, we can unlock this next one by left clicking and holding. Some of the skills, like this one and this one, have prerequisites. So the Detector 2 has got a prerequisite of unlocking the technology workbench. The all-terrain vehicle, or ATV, quad bike, has got 2. It needs a small accumulator upgrade and also the blueprint ATV upgrade. So we need to physically find a blueprint that is on the abandoned tablets, which we have 1 of so far. The abandoned tablets will give us a random, it is completely RNG, but it will give us a blueprint, and hopefully it'll be one that we need. But we need a blueprint for the ATV, and we need the small accumulator upgrade technology. Materials, we have some experience in materials, nothing in mechanics, but we have some in materials, because materials, sorry, let me go back. Mechanics is XP is gained from operating the heavy vehicle, the big Mars rover. It's got like a crane thing on it. When we're operating that, we will gain a little bit of experience. The main way we're going to get experience for mechanics is using a jackhammer to break rocks down. You do get a little bit from using a spectral detector and also from charging vehicles. That's why I've got the vehicle charging straight away, because we will gain a small amount of experience over time. Materials, slightly different. This is gained from building, repairing and disassembling. So using the 3D printer or using the blueprints. And later on, when we're using the Mars rover to unload rocks into the crusher. But the main way we're going to get experience from this is going to be using or building stuff, repairing and disassembling, or scrap and stuff like that. Electricity, we are almost got our first point. We're on 4.95 out of 5. This is gained from producing energy, so building solar panels, building batteries, building transformers, all that sort of stuff. Although the building is going to be in materials, because we're producing energy, I'm not sure actually if the I'm gonna have to check that. I've just thought to myself, does the battery and the transformer, because they don't produce energy, it's only the solar panels that are producing energy, they just either store it or transfer it. So I'll check that when we build them. But either way, producing energy, so solar panels, stuff like that, cleaning the solar panels, and also repairing electronics, as well as charging vehicles, is going to give us experience on this. And you'll see up the top center here a flashing icon to tell us that we're gaining the experience around the side, and it will be a solid color once we've got a point to spend. So keyways, like I said, mechanics, using your pneumatic drill or the heavy drill thing. Materials from building and disassembling, repairing, and then electronics for producing energy, and you'll get passive electricity, passive XP in electricity and mechanics for charging vehicles. So sooner you can get a vehicle plugged in, the better. Don't get a lot, but you will get a little bit, and we will get a point very, very soon. See the flashing icon then? That was our little bit of XP just popping up then. Right, we need to, if I go back to the tech tree, we need to build a transformer so that we can transfer power from solar panels eventually into a battery once we've unlocked that. But to gain or to unlock this, we need to unlock the workshop. The workshop, thankfully, is just here, the first one in materials. So we need to again build, repair or disassemble. We're going to come over to this abandoned base. All the abandoned bases on Mars, so we've got one. Oh, that's a big one. Yeah, that's what she said. Oh, we're nearly full. We're nearly full on our electricity. I think one more little blip on our rover, and that's going to give us a point. Not that we can spend it right now, but it's going to give us a point. Yeah, all of these abandoned bases that are all around the planet is where we will find some components, food, all those bits and pieces.
For technological advancement.
And there's our point. We can't spend it just yet, but we've got our first point. Yeah, so we will find bits and pieces lying around. Like, have we got anything around it? Like this here. So we've got a solar panel, or solar cell, sorry. We can grab that. We've got a ration here. Let's pick that up. Sometimes we will get these chests here. These ones you can't open. These ones you can. So you can see a distinct difference between the two. Sometimes we'll have stuff in it. Sometimes they won't. This has got a pack of screws in. Fantastic. And nothing else. Right. Every game, as far as I'm aware, will start at the first closest base, have a abandoned, broken down ATV, or quad bike as I like to call it, with a broken circuit board inside. So if you try and jump on this, click enter, nothing will happen. If you take the circuit board out, nothing will happen. You can't use it. Okay. What you need to do is find a small circuit board. Now, putting that one back in, you can probably hear that noise going on. That is telling us that we've got a broken circuit board, basically. It's not 100%, and if we come in here, there it is there. We can use it, but it's broken, and it won't work on this. So we need to find a working circuit board, and then we can use that ATV. So let's go inside. Let's have a little look what's inside. I'm keeping an eye on the time as well. It's currently 4:30 in the evening. Once it's night time, it gets cold. Temperature will drop to a point where we die. Right, we've got a small circuit board here. Fantastic. Let's grab that. We need that. Check these lockers. Oh, we've got another one. Fantastic. It's very rare that you'll find more than one in any of these buildings. So to find 3, wow. Okay. It must be Christmas. We've got an abandoned tablet in here. You can see by the green kind of thing. Let's grab that. We've got some processed food on the floor there. What have we got in here? Explosives. We don't need that right now. So, have we got anything in here? Nothing in there. Yeah, we don't need the explosives right now, but I will grab it because we are going to grind everything down. We've got a glass plate there. There's drawers in these. Every time I've played testing stuff out, there's never been anything in these. And we've got another 4 small circuit boards. Wow, we've got a medium one as well. Fantastic. This is a result, an absolute result, for us to start off on. Oh, by the way, the way I'm going to play this game, if I die at any point, then it's game over. Okay, just to let you know, if I die, it's game over. I will then have to start a new save. But I will save the game at the end of each episode, obviously. Right, that's all the stuff I can pick up. We can grind stuff down, and we need to get a point, don't we? We need to get up to 7 points or 7 experience here, so that we can unlock workshop, so that we can then build a transformer. So we're going to get our grinder out, number 4. I personally find sometimes some of the things are difficult to grind. The hitboxes can be a little bit like I'm grinding here but nothing's happening. Press crouch, press C, and that will sometimes find the hitbox a little bit better. Not always. It's a little bit off where the hitbox is. and can take a little bit of playing around. Or it may grind something behind it rather than what you think you're actually grinding. So we've got the yellow plug socket flashing, we've got the purple materials flashing. You can see it, upgrade your grinder to be able to grind this. So certain things, like the actual structure itself, we don't have the upgraded grinder to be able to do that. But later on we can upgrade it and then we can grind that down. So the plan this episode is basically just to show you the basics of this. So this is the game, okay? Like with all survival games, they are grindy. Some more grindy than others. And this, excuse the pun, we are actually physically using a grinder to grind. So yeah, that's the first game I've actually played where we have to do this. But as well as other stuff like using a jackhammer to break down rocks. There we go. Fantastic. Right, I'm going to stop there. We're going to go to our tech tree. We're going to go to materials. We're going to open our workshop or unlock our workshop by holding down the left button, because we are now 1 point and then we're on 0.43 of 14. So it's gone from 7 to 14. Right, let's get the workshop done.
Materials, technology access level increased. Available point for technological advancement.
Fantastic. So we can now build a workshop, airlock iris, and a ramp. And we will be getting that built. That's now unlocked the workshop technology. It says unlocked. That now means we can unlock the transformer so that we can build the transformer. Transformers.
Electricity, technology access level increased. Available point for technological advancement.
Brilliant. My next thing I want to unlock is batteries so that we can store energy within the battery and then obviously use that during the night time. Right, let's close the tablet down. It is 6:25, getting dark. We need to head back to our base, but I'm going to take the little ATV with me. Now obviously I've done a lot of talking, and I've opened the wrong one there. I've done a lot of talking. You can get here a lot quicker and do a little bit more grinding, because all of this stuff out here we can grind. Everything you can grind. However, things you can't grind with the level 1 grinder is things like this. And obviously the main structure. Okay? But every single building and all of the stuff outside of the building is all scrap. There is absolutely nothing whatsoever that is usable other than opening up boxes and stuff. The only thing that is usable is this ATV once you have a circuit board to put in there. Close that down and then we can jump on. And right, there's a bug. I need to report this bug because for some reason since the last patch, that's my view here, and oh no, I'll take that back. Before you could click where it says lights and lock differential, however now it's got a hotkey, so we can actually turn the lights on with L. That's fine. I won't put in a bug report. I don't need to. Right, let's get back. It is getting dark. It's getting cold. It's minus 22 degrees. I need to get to my truck as quickly as I can. We'll get some sleep and then we'll jump into day 2. We'll do some day 2 bits and pieces. Show you kind of what this game is essentially all about. And then we'll call it an end of an episode. So let me park you just here. Jump off. It will automatically turn the lights off. You don't have to worry about turning lights off when you jump off. Let's close you down.
Oxygen source external.
Excellent. So that's all closed. Let's take our helmet off. Let's have a look at our abandoned tablet we got here. Oh, it's unlocked the ATV, so we can actually, we've got the blueprint for the ATV now, so that's good. Right, let's close the tablet down.
Oxygen source external.
We'll take our helmet off because we're using the oxygen within the
External pressure dropping.
what's it called? Rover. Just make sure you have got oxygen as well. Otherwise you will die. Warning, expected significant temperature drop in 1 hour. Yeah, it does get very cold, so 10 o'clock onwards you will die if you're outside. Okay, so just be aware of that. Right, let's go to here. Let's store some. I've got another abandoned tablet. Is there anything I need to store actually? No, there isn't. I didn't realise I had another abandoned tablet on me. Abandoned tablet, use. What we've got here, workshop printer, fantastic. That's really cool. So when we build a workshop, we can actually put a printer inside there. That means we then do not need to use the escape pod at any point, because the only thing that we needed it for is for printing and for sleeping. Oh, sorry, there is one thing, refilling our oxygen tank, but it won't be too long until we can do that anyway. Tech tree, is it under materials? Yeah, O2 scrubber. That's going to be the next thing that I build anyway, so that's fine. And we've got the blueprint for the 3D printer. Excellent. Right, let's get some sleep. Yep, I know. Now, like I said, in a pod you can only sleep for 8 hours. In this we can sleep for as long as we want, so let's sleep until 8:30, providing you've got enough food, water and oxygen. It will give you a warning if you don't, and it won't let you sleep, so you have to top them up or sleep for less time.
External pressure dropping.
External pressure dropping. Yeah, thank you. Morning. It always does that when you wake up. There's a save and you kind of put your arms out to the side. Right, remember, before you open the door, put your helmet on. I have accidentally done that. Gone outside with my helmet off and perished.
Suit pressurized. Helmet sealed.
Right, I'm also going to replenish my battery. Suit battery, so I don't have to worry about that. And let's go outside. So what do we need to do? We want to get to the point where we can build this battery. Putting the transformer down is fine, but where's that power going to? At the moment we can recharge our ATV, we can recharge our rover. We don't have a workshop with anything in it that's going to use battery, so they are kind of irrelevant. So what I'm going to do, so we can get a bit of experience going on, is I'm going to put another solar panel down and place it right there and get that built. Like I say, this is a very, very temporary. These are going to move very soon, but I just want to get the initial bit of XP going straight away. The sooner we got batteries, the sooner I can do bits. So it may be pointless putting these here right now, but I'm doing it anyway. So I'll put you there, and which side's the socket on? The other side. Get you plugged in there. Oh, didn't want to jump on the quad. Derp. Let's make sure it says open socket. Again, that's a little bit of a weird hitbox to get to. Okie dokie. Right. So we got our power for both of them. That's going to give us some experience. We gained a little bit more experience on electricity for putting the solar panel down. A little bit of XP in materials. But what I'm going to do now is start putting my power infrastructure up. And this is the way I like to do it. This is just a personal thing here. The plan is I'm going to be having the main sort of part of my base in this area here. Water is going to be going around this area here. So I want my power, solar panels, etc. around about there. The first thing I'm going to be doing, I want to have my battery bank here, where I'm just stood right now. So in that case, because I'm going to be putting a battery there, which I can't currently build, I'm going to put the transformer here. Around about here will be fine. We're going to rotate it. So the power's coming in from the left. I'm pointing with my fingers, like you can see my fingers. It's coming in from the left, coming out from the right. We've got 4 sockets on our transformer. Let me plonk you there. Go to number 3, get this built. So we've got 4 sockets, 4 inputs and 4 outputs. This can be upgraded, and it will upgrade to the left hand side if I remember. Yeah, I'm guessing it's going to be the left hand side, but each upgrade will give us an additional 4 sockets on each side. So if you manage this well, you do not need more than 1 transformer built. You just have 1 transformer with a load of upgrades where all of your power is going in and out, and that is the plan. And then from here we can put our solar panels. So I'm going to have 4 solar panels per transformer. So 1, 2, try and keep them in line if I can. 3, and then 4. We've got 4 solar panels there, and I think Milo needs to go outside, so let me just quickly sort him out. Let me press escape. That kind of pauses the game, which is handy, and I'll be back in a second. Right in the garden, hopefully it will stay out there for a little while. Right, let's get these solar panels built and hopefully get the required experience for... Oh, I forgot to check to see whether we got electricity for that. Never mind. I'll build another one at some point anyway, if I remember to check.
Available point for
There we go. That's what we needed. Right, let's let's get this built quickly. So this is just the way I like to have things set up. I like to try and keep things neat and tidy and logical, so I know where things are. Obviously you can do it whichever way you wish. So we need to put a power cable from there, and we're going to drag this all the way down to here. Plonk it in there, and then we're going to do the same again. Press number 1. That's going to go up to the second one. And then we're going to grab our 3rd cable. So this is taken away. Taken away, if you look at number 1, that dwindles down as we go along. Place it in. You can pick the cables back up and obviously get all of the cable back. But when you pick it up, it will store it in your inventory, so you just need to drag it back onto your toolbar. Right, so that is all of the cables plugged in. Solar panels are running. Each one of these, if you hover over it, will tell you is providing 5 kilowatts of energy. We go to the control panel. We can see we got our 4 solar panels on the left hand side, and the right hand side we've got our 4 outputs, 1, 2, 3 and 4. It will automatically put it 50, 30, 20, 0. You can choose whatever you want to do. At the moment, we have nothing other than the rover and the ATV to power. We could provide power to our well, but that's not required right now because I'm going to make sure I always top my water up during the day, so at night time I don't have to panic. But once we have our workshop up and we've got our plants, herbs and everything growing, not herbs but food growing, we will need to make sure that that is constantly provided with water. So we need to make sure that our well has power so it doesn't stop at night time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split 1 and 2 50-50. Right, put you on 0, put you on 50. You can click on these or you can just type in the percentage in there. So we've got 10 kilowatts, 10 kilowatts on both of them. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to run over here. I'm going to unplug these and I'm going to move the vehicles rather than having long cables going along. So if we control left click, it will pick the whole cable up. I'm stuck underneath the solar panel. Then we're going to get our grinder out and grind this down. Oh, what the? What just happened then? Bit of a gremlin there. Not sure what that was about. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Right, if you get too close to the power socket and you do that, you will take health damage. My health has taken significant damage there. So I'm going to quickly run in here and grab a first aid pack. Never thought I'd have to use that. It's first time. Let's split 1. Okay. And let's put that there. And then, never had to use a first aid kit, so it's going to heal 25 to 50. Where's our health gone? That's up here. So let's consume. There we go. Full health again. Excellent. Right, let's get back out of here. I've got rid of those 2. Let's jump on our ATV. And I'm going to drive this over here. Park you just there. I think, in fact, let me just move. There we go. That will do. Right, so we've got our solar panels going into this. And I just thought we've unlocked the battery, haven't we? So let's unlock this.
Electricity, technology access level increased. Available point for technological advancement.
Thank you. Right, so slight change of plan because I forgot that we've unlocked that. Normally I would leave it like this, have one cable going to the ATV, one cable going to the rover. However, we've got a battery. We want to get battery stored or energy stored in the battery. So blueprint and battery pack, and we should have enough circuit boards to build another transformer. So battery pack is going to go here, and let's rotate it around so the cable can go directly in. Let's give it a bit of space so I can move in between the 2 of them. Plonk you right there, and then let's get this constructed. Righty, right, and then let's get a cable. Let's go from number 1 and plug you in here. Excellent. Right, the battery can be upgraded as can the transformer. It currently can store a maximum of 180 kilowatts per hour. We've got 10 coming in. We're going to sort that out in a second, and nothing going out. Each upgrade that we add to this will add an additional 180 kilowatts. But what I'm going to do is come to here, and we're going to change this now to 100%. So we've got 20 kilowatts now coming into the battery, and we are going to allow 20 kilowatts to come out of the battery. You can leave this a little bit lower if you really want to make sure that you've always got battery coming into here, but we will be totally fine for now anyway. So what I'm going to do we've got 4 coming in, 1 coming out, but we've only got 1 socket to come out of here, which makes it difficult. So we need to build another transformer. And again, this is just the way I do it. It isn't the necessarily the only way you can do things, and I'm not saying it's the best way to do things. It's just the way I personally like to do it. Right, transformer is built, so we'll have 1 coming out of the battery into this, but then we'll have 4 outputs. Let's get a cable plugged from there and plugged into number 1. Excellent. So now what will happen, this will always stay the same. We upgrade this to another 4 sockets, add 4 solar panels, another upgrade, another 4 solar panels, and we just keep doing that all the way along, and this just gets wider and wider and wider. Our storage will just get upgraded, but it'll always have 1 input, 1 output. It's just the storage that we can have will increase. That will always be, like I say, 1 output into here. We got 20 kilowatts coming in, and we can split this in between everything that we want. So I'm going to have 50-50 for now. We will be changing this in the future. Now I can jump back on you. Maneuver you. Power socket is on this side, so that's perfect. Maneuver you to there, and we will grab a power cable. I'm going to put you on number 2 and plug you in there. So we've got 10 kilowatts going into you, and then I'm going to drive the rover around.
Oxygen source external.
Right, first things first, I'm just going to move the crane. So I'll press tab to move into the crane position, a crane operating position, and we'll just plonk you there. And press tab to go back to the driver's seat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive around and come round the opposite side. The steering on this isn't the best by any means. I just want to come all the way around, if it's going to let me up this very small hill. Come on, surely you can get up here. Oh, pressed the wrong button then. Diff lock, have we got diff lock? There we go, diff lock. Let's turn you on. Let's put you in transport mode as well. I don't need the crane. Oh, come out, jumped out again. Pressing the right mouse button will take you off the seat. Right, there we go, that's better. Diff lock does seem to actually work. But our power socket's on the what side is it on? It's on the right hand side, so I want to, I've completely gone the wrong direction on this, haven't I? I should have come round the opposite way. That's fine. Totally fine. Let's just do this. Bring you round. I'm going to bring it round kind of near the front of the escape pod. That should do. Let's maneuver you round about there. Right, that's fine. Let's jump out the seat. Open up. Then we can get this plugged in. So I personally, initially, for the first kind of bit of the game, just use the ATV for getting around, because we won't be going too far. But when we're going longer distances, where I could potentially be out when it's night time, I'll use this because at least then we've got the security of having oxygen inside, power inside, and also a bed to sleep through the night if we need to. And that's it. That is our initial base setup. We've got solar panels. They do turn with the sun, by the way, in case you was wondering. We've got 4 solar panels coming into our transformer, 1 coming out into a battery. That is storing our energy. We've currently got 55 stored. I am just going to turn this down to 10 actually. Let's just type in 10 because I don't need 20 going to our vehicles. So half of it's going to the battery capacity, half of it is going to be charging our vehicles, and if we come back to here it should be 5 and 5. There we go. I could put an extra 5 in and then plug that into here so that this has constantly got water at night time. But as long as I do it during the day,
Water refilled,
and fill up my water bottle that is equipped, I've always got this full water bottle in my inventory. That's going to last me you know, well over a day, so I don't need to worry about that. Hunger 52. Right, if I get the maximum of 48 nutrition, that's going to give me 100%. Let's see what we get. 46% we got there. Brilliant. That's good. So now the game is just all about the grind, and it is a grind, I will say that, but it's an enjoyable grind. It's relaxing. You can just play some music in the background, or you know, put some YouTube on, whatever, put a film on if you've got a second monitor, or if you've got visions of a TV nearby, or your tablet, something like that, and then just enjoy the game. Go out exploring, scavenging, upgrading. For me, my aim is to get the battery upgrade done, to get the industrial energy converter upgrade. That's for the transformer, but we do need to find this blueprint from a tablet, and obviously just work my way through to eventually having medium solar panels, which is going to provide 30 kilowatts per hour each. So that's going to be a massive upgrade from the 5. In the materials, obviously working our way through, but we will eventually want to have a living capsule, well extension, all that sort of stuff for the workshop, so that we can basically have a proper bedroom and toilet and all that sort of stuff, rather than living out of a truck. And then just upgrading our tools and equipment so that we can be more efficient what we're doing. And to do all of that, you just got to grind your way through, I'm afraid. Demolishing internals of buildings. Once you've got the upgrade for the grinder, you can then demolish the rest of the buildings. Oh, something I haven't done is breaking down rocks. Let's do that quickly before we end the episode. Let's get this one here. So let's go to number 5 for our jackhammer. It says unknown ore. I think I've already said this, but if you upgrade your spectral analyzer or detector, you can then find out what's in a rock. But once you break it down, you can see this one is silicon. Sometimes you might get a secondary ore out of it, but the primary ore is going to be whatever it is. This one being silicon. So this is given, you can see the orange flashing mechanics icon. So this is giving us mechanical experience. So you're grinding it down basically to these small chunks that we can then use. Alternatively, you could leave it like these size chunks, grab your rover using the grabber, and then place these in the back storage that's on the back of the vehicle. And then when you have the crusher upgrade later on, you can then crush them all down. Obviously I don't have that, so there's no point in me. Oh, there we go. There's our first point. So it does start off quick, but then obviously the required amount of XP for a box increases, so it takes longer. Upgrading the jackhammer will massively speed up this process. So it is quite slow to begin with, especially when you hit chunks of iron. Iron is the slowest ore to break down. Always remember, keep an eye on the time and the temperature. Make sure you're not too far away from either your rover or from your base. Make sure you've always got a source of food, water, oxygen on you, and your battery is charged up. What am I doing here? I'm dropping everything and picking everything up. Right, let's do that. And let's get all this picked up. The stuff that you grind, you have to either double click or control left click to pick it up. Sometimes you'll find not abandoned, but just like loose rocks on the ground. Trying to see if I can see one. Obviously, when I want to explain something, it won't be there for me to explain. Oh, there's one there. These ones you just left click, because control left click or double clicking doesn't do anything. Right, that's it. Pretty much. We're up and running. So what we'll do next episode is we will make a bit more progress. We will do a bit of exploring, a bit more building. We'll get the workshop built and start getting everything that we need for that. But I won't be putting any plants in there until I've got the infrastructure ready for it. So we're going to need more power. We're going to make sure that we've got enough water to provide everything that we need for it. I'll just close this up. I can take my helmet off. Yeah, so we're going to make sure that we've got enough water and enough electricity to get us through the night before we obviously start working on the inside of the workshop. Right, well, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. It's been good fun. I love the game, and like I say, it does have a few issues here and there, but if you can put them aside and just take the game for what it is an early access, yes. It is going to have bugs, etc. And things that need to be improved. But hopefully the developers are taking note of people's feedback and working on that pretty soon. I know the last update they did improve some bits and pieces, and that was pretty quick. Anyway, stay safe, everyone. Thanks very much. Don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. We're going to go to sleep, and I'll see you in the morning. 8:30 in the morning.
External pressure dropping. External pressure dropping.